Thank you all very much for coming so quickly and promptly after lunch. It's a very great pleasure to introduce our next presenters, in fact performers, Shauna Beesley, Rachael Beesley, and Minna Harlan. You will find their detailed biographies in the singing program that's enclosed in your folder, but I just wanted to say a few words about their musician. Shauna Beesley is a professional singer, composer, pianist, teacher, and organist. She's performed all over the world and has composed a number of works. I'm especially intrigued to note that she's currently writing an opera entitled Flood, based on a story by Hilary Mantel. I'm delighted to welcome Shauna's sister, Rachael Beesley, to UNIL today. Rachael is a world-renowned violinist and musician who has become a leading practitioner of historically informed performance and performs with numerous well-known ensembles, including the world-famous Orchestra of the Age of Enlightenment. And I'm also extremely grateful to Minna Harlan for joining us today. She is a comrade of mine in the Emmanuel Church Choir in Geneva, where she sings both as soloist and chorister. She also sings regularly with Geneva Amateur Operatic Society in their classical music concerts. And it is with great pleasure that I now turn over the stage to Shauna, Rachael, and Minna for A Pilgrimage Through Time and Emotion, a concert of medieval vocal music. Please join me in welcoming our musicians.
First of all, to say that there are two anomalies on stage, me being one of them. Probably a woman of my age in the medieval period would be dead. It would have been unusual to hear a voice of somebody of my age, I think. Also, of course, we have a Baroque violin here, whereas what in fact we should have is a Rebec. Or a viol. So we're slightly making do with who we are and what we do. We're going to begin with 4 pieces in Latin, which cover a range of 3 centuries. These first 4 works come from geographically different areas. None of them had any rhythmic notation, so the choices that we've made as performers are just that, our choices. They don't come from the original scores. The first one, Veni Creator, of course, is a piece which is still performed today every time a new pope is elected. The second one, Jubilemus Exultemus, is a highly developed version of organum, which is the practice of 2 parts moving in parallel motion. But here they've gone to an extreme version of it. It's very ornate. The third piece by Hildegard von Bingen, and I'm sure many of you in this room can tell me a great deal more about Hildegard than I can tell you. Anyway, she was a poet, composer, of course, the abbess of a convent, which is now in Germany. And then the fourth piece was written for the exile of Thomas à Becket in 1164, and it compares the exile of Thomas to the book of Jeremiah, where the prophet Jeremiah talks about Rachel weeping for her children, and that text is in Latin also. So we begin with Veni Creator Spiritus. Veni Creator Spiritus, mentes tuorum visita, imperi superna gratia, queitus to two pieces. One sung in Occitan. It's the only piece that we have, complete words and music, that was written by a woman, troubadour, and troubadouriste, in fact, the name for a woman. She, like the troubadours, wrote about courtly love, except that we have the feeling in this poem that she's talking about something incredibly personal, and we know from her life that she was married, but that she had taken a lover, and it's possibly in reference to this relationship that she wrote this song. The second piece comes from the Cantas de Santa Maria, which is a collection of 400 works that were written in northwest Spain. Now, I only put the translation of the refrain in there, but I wanted to tell you the story of what goes on in this piece because it's absolutely surreal. So it's about 9 pilgrims who turn up to an inn. They buy food, meat and bread and wine, and they buy 9 chops of meat. They put the 9 chops into the pan, but when it comes to serving time, only 8 chops come out of the pan, and it turns out that a serving girl has stolen one of them. The pilgrims go through the hostel where they're staying, and they try and track down the missing chop, and they find it in a trunk where it has begun to beat itself against the wall of the trunk in order to be hurt. They open up the trunk and the dancing chop is inside. They then take it and they hang it on a string and they put it above an altar for the Virgin. I won't be singing all of the verses of that, but you get the general idea. I'll try and at least show where the 9 chops turn up. So we'll start off first of all with the piece by Beatriz de Dia.
Non voleria tant me rancure de lui qui si amia car you love me que lui la rengesia was lui non vol merces ne cortesia ni ma beltats ni mos bret ni mos sens caltresim sui engannad et traia comme de gresser su fos de sa vie. Dai son honor, cara non fi faienza, amix vas vox per nulla capenenza. Ans vosam mae non setsegis valenza, e platz mi mut getu damar vox venenza. Amix caret lo plus valent, mi faltol gaendit in parvenza. E si es frant was totas gens. Me meravir con vostre cor sorguia. Ami Lausanne, cum duia. Non es gest reits quadramus vos mituia. Per nuilla renque istiga mia guia. Membre vascals vollkommens amens, de nostra male, ja, Domne Deus non buia. Genna culpa si alde Non so che Santa Maria, che se perdidosos, os que asais Maria, son de base desejosos, y estoy un milagre, de que vos corromparar, que mostru Santa Maria, per comoi oi cantar, a oi uns rones que foran a raccomadorora, como muy moios cristiaios simpliment eo miliosos, non son de Santa Maria, que si eren perdidosos, os que asas tu Maria, Christi passe desejosos, e pois entraron no burgo, foron busa da fillar, e mandaron compre carne, e banderas e jantar, e vino, e entre tanto foron a virgen droga, ora e rogas, sedos e os rogos, e adosos, non sofre Santa Maria, que se eren perdidosos, os que asas Maria, se passe desejosos, e mandaron 9 postas, veteras e desanbar, Diola cantante eran, mai boilas foron tirar, acciaron en a menos, e que serventa purtar, tiris fora e foron todos foren ya, quanto queixosos, non sofre Santa Maria, que se eren perdidosos, os que asas Maria, son de base desejosos.
So we now come to 4 pieces from the 14th century. The first of these is by Guillaume de Machaut, who was, I suppose, the greatest, or the best well-known composer of this period, and poet as well. This is a beautiful virelai written by him. That'll be followed by a madrigal, not in the 15th and 16th century sense of the word, but in the 14th century sense of the word. But it's a really expressive piece to a poem of Petrarch, and it talks about the chills of love, and you can really hear these chills and the flames running through the music. It's highly ornate. Then we come to a piece by Oswald von Wolkenstein, again a poet, a singer, but also a diplomat, whose life took him extraordinary distances, from Lithuania to Scotland to the Holy Lands to Morocco. He travelled all over, and there are some amazing songs by him, really worth looking up, about his career and all the languages that he spoke. This particular piece that we're doing today is a love song, and you have the words there. And then we'll finish this group with Ballata by Francesco Landini. I'm going to, of the 3 verses that you have in your program, I'm going to sing 2 of them, Ashul.
Angst ich dir verlieh. che fior caproni prati, e gli alberi adornati sono in simil maniera, e con la primavera che il cor caproni cadi, tempi da namorare, e sta pandeta c'era.
We'd like to finish our program with two English carols. When I say carols, they're not necessarily Christmas carols, but the first is a contemplative piece, sort of to direct a person towards their inward piety, and it's about looking for the water in the well of life. I'm only going to sing one of the three verses for that. And then the second one is a blatant bit of propaganda. And it was written just after the Battle of Agincourt, and it's a celebration of the victory in the battle. And then you get to sing. We'll come to that in a moment. So, yes. So we begin with To Many a Well.
Thank you. Deo gratias Anglia, redempro victoria. For king and forth to Normandy, with grace and licht of chivalry, their God for him wrought marvelously, wherefore England may hope and cry, Deo gratias, Deo gratias, Anglia, redempro victoria. He set a siege forsooth to see, to her flow town with royal array, that town he won and made a fray, that France shall rule till Dome's day. Deo gratias, Deo gratias, Anglia, redempro victoria. Then went him forth our King Conley, in a gin-coat field he fought manly, for the grace of God most marvelously, he had both field and victory. Deo gratias, Deo gratias, Anglia, redempro victoria.
So now, the biggest hit of the 13th century, still programmed in so many concerts today. So, should we stand in? Yes. So, you have a little job here. You get to sing around underneath.
Okay.
So, it goes like this. Your part goes, sing cuckoo. Oh, actually, let's just check we're in the right thing. Sing cuckoo, no, sing cuckoo. Sing cuckoo, sing cuckoo. Sing cuckoo, sing cuckoo. Good. Now, fantastic, even more complicated. Can I divide you sort of roughly in half? And can I get you your sorry, that's easy. Sorry, lost the power of speech. If you could begin, so you're going to go sing cuckoo noo, and then you come in. Okay, let's do that. And
Sing cuckoo,
sing cuckoo, sing cuckoo,
sing cuckoo.
fantastic. All right, there's a job up here for you if you want that. Okay, so I would just like you to keep doing that over and over and over again, all right? I'm going to sing Summer's Coming in first as a solo, then we're going to hear it as a duet, and then we're going to hear all four parts of it. And between us, we will manage this extraordinary piece of 6-part polyphony from the 13th century, which is a rather wondrous thing. So, side one, off you go. And
Sing cuckoo, sing cuckoo,
sing cuckoo,
sing cuckoo.
Sommarisi kommer in, lode sing cuckoo. So it's said and know it med strength the water know. Sing cuckoo, so it veteth after Lullos after Caribou. Oluk stiltet kuka firtet mor I sing cuckoo. Cuckoo, when singest thou cuckoo, let's sing thou never know.
keep going.
Sing cuckoo, sing cuckoo.
Sommarisi kommer in, lode sing cuckoo. So it's said and know it med strength the water know. Sing cuckoo, so it veteth after Lullos after Caribou. Oluk stiltet kuka firtet mor I sing cuckoo. Cuckoo,
sing, go, go, sing, go, go.
Well, we've got just a couple of minutes left at the end of what I'm sure you'll agree is just a fantastic hour of song. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
I wonder if I could just kind of bring this to a close by reflecting on something that has a point that's been suggested about literature as a script for the performance of emotion. And this is a point made by Sarah McNamer, and one of the things that she suggests about that is that it functions in part as a script for emotion for the person who's reading the literature out loud and experiencing the movement of breath through the body, out of the mouth, the sort of experience of forming the face to form syllables. And I was just wondering if perhaps any of you could comment on this based on your experience.
Well, certainly for me, learning the program, I was there were some pieces which really, really touched me because of the text and the way the lines is shaped. In particular, for me, the Mashal piece. I didn't get to the third verse, but you have the translation of it there. The poetry is so intensely beautiful, and the way he has set it, being the poet and the composer, I just find breathtaking. I had sung some Mashal as a student, and I was kind of like, oh yeah, Mashal, everyone sings Mashal, but no, it's deeply moving, and also the Jacopo de Bologna, I think, is interesting also. There's this idea of the chills and the fluttering and
which you get as a listener, but also kind of
yes, absolutely, because your breath is going you're articulating so fast that you actually have the sensation of those, a little bit like being in love.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, thank you so much. Really, this has been wonderful also in terms of the pieces you selected for today. It gave us a wonderful sense of the range of aesthetics you get in medieval music. It's not all just about religion. It's not all sort of Gregorian chant, wonderful that is.
Yes.
And so really, we've got such a fantastic sense of that thanks to you. So please join me in thanking our performers one last time.